This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so yesterday's session we understood what PEGA is. Okay, so finally we concluded PEGA is used for developing web applications. So PEGA is one automated tool where everything related to front-end part and everything related to back-end part and even database part is completely automated, where you don't require anywhere physical coding. You should understand how to drag and drop and how to manage these things in the background. That's what. Okay, so finally, PEGA is one automated tool with all the respect to front end, back end things done. And this is completely automated on Java. You know that. Suppose if you take like past versions of PEGA, PEGA is not like recently created. Okay, so PEGA is not like recently introduced. We're having PEGA from past like 1980 onwards, maybe from past 30 years. We're having this PEGA. So PEGA initially they started on C language. Okay, so using PEGA, you can develop every web application where C language should be automatically generated. But now slowly they migrated to Java in their background. So today it is like completely backend with Java. And we understood it is using like latest markup language that is HTML5 for its front end design and everything like backend Java automated. Okay, and then we again concluded like using PEGA we'll be developing internal applications of any organization. So you take any organization like SBI Bank or Bank of America or Apollo Insurance, whatever it is, every organization will have one main website and n number of internal applications. So all these internal applications are to be called as intranet applications, where these applications will be working only on their server, and that too this will be accessed by only those employees only, and these are like internet applications. Using PEGA you can develop both internet as well as intranet, but we will not choose this. Any client today is not preferring PEGA for their external websites design in terms of license related issues. As I already told you, license will be much costly if they are designing this one. License generally depends upon number of users. Suppose if you take Facebook application or if you take like IRCTC application. So IRCTC website, millions of users will be using. Maybe I can have two accounts. You might be having 10 different accounts. So just imagine in India how many users will be there, and for every person how many accounts might be there. So if they are supposed to pay PEGA based on number of users, cost will be more, right? And similarly, in IRCTC itself, there will be employee related applications. If you go to Tatkal counter, that employee will be using an application. So there will be limited number of such users, and that is meant for improving their business. Okay, so intranet applications is generally what we'll use for PEGA. Got it right? So this is what we understood till yesterday. Okay, so PEGA is one BPM tool. All these applications are called business processing applications, and any of such BPM tool meant for developing these things. Okay, so those are like business process management tool. So one such, sorry, PEGA is like one such BPM tool. Okay, so till yesterday we understood these things. Now, now let me talk something more what PEGA is doing. So PEGA, apart from making development easy, it is providing some extra features also. No doubt it will be making development automated. You can develop everything from beginning to end in web application as well as in mobile applications also. You can even develop mobile applications. Development wise, it is okay. Along with development, it is providing some extra easy options for our client. That is, it will be providing something called reporting or data visualization part. What is reporting or what is data visualization? So reporting or data visualization is something where to show raw data in some pictorial form. What is raw data? Suppose I'm a bank manager. Consider I'm a bank manager. where in my bank there are three persons: Ravi, Rahul, Raju. Okay, this person deals with credit card, this person deals with loans, this person deals with accounts. So every day Ravi will be creating multiple customer registrations, and here also multiple registrations happen. As a bank manager, I'll be asking Ravi to send one Excel sheet for what are all the items he has created. I'll ask Rahul to send one Excel sheet for all the customers he registered for that day, and similarly here also. So just for statistical purpose, we are getting data, and that too data showing in one Excel sheet is not that much comparable. Instead, the data whatever we are maintaining in our table, if you are trying to get it in one pictorial form, that will be more easy for statistics, right? Suppose you take like any smartwatches, maybe Apple Watch or Android Watch. So there will be some kind of exercise rings or activity rings tracked. So in their backend database table, so for today, maybe January 1st, number of steps is equal to 1,000 steps. Maybe today you slept for 8 hours. Maybe you drank 4 glasses of water. So in your smartwatch, you can get in the same way, but that will not be that effective, right? So getting this raw data in one pictorial form, so number of target as well as number of input based on that one pictorial graph will be generated. So showing raw data in some pictorial form is called reporting or data visualization. Generally for reporting or data visualization, we'll go for external tools like Tableau, Power BI, ilantu. Okay, you have to go for external softwares or tools. So consider you are developing something in regular way. Consider you are not using PEGA. So there you have to do everything coding and something from beginning. And after that, that project, if it requires reporting purpose, extra you have to take Tableau license or Power BI license. And you have to hire one developer also for that, right? You have to pay for the developer, you have to pay for this license cost. But in PEGA, this reporting part is also inbuilt, very big advantage for us. So you don't understand what a Tableau developer is doing there. Suppose if I'm a Tableau developer, I'll do some related things and generate something, right? Now in PEGA, you will do the similar thing and get same output. Okay, you can replace Tableau developer also. And PEGA, apart from developing, apart from reporting, it is even doing something like integrations are also easy. Integration. What do you mean by integration? Integration meaning integrating with third-party application. Third-party application. Suppose if you go for a bank and ask for credit card request, they will not simply give you credit card kit, right? What they will do, so they will check for your CIBIL score. Meaning if I'm a bank employee here, I'll ask you for your PAN card number. After I'm entering your PAN card number, then I'll decide based on your CIBIL score. So if your CIBIL score is poor, so credit card request will be rejected, maybe approved, maybe partially approved, whatever, they will decide only on your CIBIL score. Consider this as your city bank, and in this bank, if you are searching for PAN card number, you will get CIBIL score. But this CIBIL score information will be maintained at some other application, maybe CIBIL application or RBI application. So here Citibank has to be integrating with RBI. So data has to be sent for them. So in their database, they will search and they will send back the response. So integrating between third-party application, this is what you have to do. In this whole process, if Citibank is running with or developed with PEGA, PEGA meaning nothing but background Java only, right? And RB application might be running on .NET. It might be background running on .NET. Irrespective of your background technologies, data must be transmitted. So this can be easily and securely done with our PEGA tool. So integrations wise are like made easy in PEGA now. Getting my point? So consider the same thing. If this is your Citibank which is developed on PEGA, you are sending PAN card as a request, and their background technology might be different, but still they have to accept our request. They have to process it. They have to interact with their SQL. They have to execute SQL queries. They have to get back the data, and same thing should has to be sent back. You should understand that whatever they're sending, they might be sending in .NET format, but still your background Java should understand that. So this, every communication happens in one universal technologies, as I told you. So every technology in the world, this might be Java or .NET or Python. Every technology in the world will understand some common languages. We will be transmitting the data in terms of such common languages, maybe like HTML or maybe like XML, maybe like JSON, likewise. How to convert your data into JSON format and send it, how they will be accepting it and reconverting it. So this whole cycle will be like a very easy as well as inbuilt in PEGA. So you should understand that integrations are also inbuilt in secured way. Okay, fine. And if an application is developed with PEGA, there is something called versioning part also included. Versioning is also included. What do you mean by versioning? So versioning meaning, so you as an developer, so you'll be joining one company today, maybe CTS, and you are a developer now, maybe for Bank of America project. Okay, Bank of America project. January 1st is like project start date, and client expects it to be completed on December 31st. So December 31st meaning till December 31st, you as a developer should not work on the same. By December 31st, everything must be live, everything must be into production, meaning this original bank employees should start working on it. So meaning out of this 1 year, you might be given with 2 months time, and initially development phase will be there, or initially requirement gathering phase will be there, development phase will be there, testing phase will be there, and then UAT meaning real users, they'll come and they'll test it. Okay, UAT phase will be there, maybe pre-prod phase will be there, production phase will be there, likewise there will be different phases. So you as a developer, you will be initial in this phase and you'll start developing your design. If your business analyst is giving you one requirement to design a screen, you are supposed to design it as it is. After you are done with this designing, next testing team, they will test it. Why? Because you as a developer, after developing, you will test it one round from your end also. But generally you will test it in the happy path. Okay, so whether everything look and feel is good or not, after you submitting, whether customer is getting with mail triggered or not, you'll be just checking for the happy path. But testing team, they will test it in different tough situations, tough scenarios. Okay, they'll test in from each and every corner of like possibility, and if any issues identified, again it will be sent back to the development, they'll fix it. And maybe testing wise, if everything's signed off, then it will go to the next phase called user acceptance testing. So user acceptance testing meaning the real users. Suppose if I'm a bank employee, if I'm supposed to use this application maybe in future, I'll come today to your office and I'll test it. So there I'll just look at, just I'll check whether any issue is identified or not, and whether any extra suggestion to be given or not. Suppose you design screen number 1 where it is given with cancel button and submit button. No doubt that screen must be submitted, right? Generally there must be a button. So there is a cancel button and submit button. So it is as it is. Now I, as a bank employee or as a real user, I can come here and I can suggest you one thing, saying like, can you please include this button here and this button here? Why? Because we are habituated to click on submit button on the right side. Now it is on left side. Maybe in our faster busy life, we might be getting confused and it might be cancelled. They'll just give one extra suggestion. This is not a defect. Your business analyst, they gave you one requirement, you implemented it perfectly. Now real users, they can suggest you something more, again it will come back to development team, again testing team, again real users, likewise production, pre-prod and production. So whatever the code you are developing today, code in the sense not physical coding, whatever the design you are doing it today, so that will be one version of that design should be pushed for testing team. Maybe one version should be pushed for the next team, and maybe some versions has to be pushed for production, pre-prod. So same code has to be sliced into multiple versions, different versions. So for that, If you are working in any other project, consider not on PEGA, maybe if you are working in any different project, just for versionizing your code, you will be using separate tool. You have to get license for one extra tool, and you have to hire one admin for that, and you have to pay for him. But in PEGA, we are having versioning concept also inbuilt. Okay, you'll be having different versions, 01, 01, 01, maybe 99, 99, 99. I'll talk about these versions in detail in coming classes. So versioning part is also inbuilt. You need not go for extra licenses and extra cost for the developers. This is what. Okay, fine. And even PEGA is giving us some advantage of deployment. What do you mean by deployment? Deployment meaning moving of code from one server to another server. You as a developer, you will develop it here. After that, that has to be deployed into testing server. And the same must be deployed into the next one. Same has to be deployed here. Same has to be deployed here. Deployment meaning moving our code from one server to another server. For that, generally we'll go for DevOps tools. You know, right, DevOps tools. But now in PEGA, so deployment is also inbuilt. You need not go for any external DevOps tools. Okay, maybe some clients, if they wanted to go for DevOps tools dedicated, still our PEGA will support that. Okay, PEGA will support that. So if you wanted to go for any external reporting part, still PEGA will support. So you as a client today has already purchased a Tableau license and wanted to use that for our PEGA project, happily you can use it. So PEGA is having everything like inbuilt features, but extra if client requires for any things more, it can be easily done. Okay, client will PEGA will provide one database environment also. But if client is looking for, I want this with Oracle only, no doubt happily you can connect it to that. So external linking up also PEGA supports, and internally it has got everything such feature inbuilt. So considering all these things, PEGA is providing end-to-end solution to the customer. Customer in the sense client. Now, if we all wanted to start a bank somewhere in Hyderabad or in India, okay, we all wanted to start a bank. So our requirement here is to first start with credit card project. So in credit card, what should be screen 1, screen 2, screen 3? What should happen in screen 1 submission? Maybe what should happen after screen 2 to back-end income tax related transactions, whatever. Every requirement, whatever you are having, you have to get it done by a development team, right? So in that scenario, if you are going for traditional developers, no doubt it will take maybe 2 to 3 years of time. And that too, since they are doing completely from zero, you have to pay them for long term, and budget will be also more. But in PEGA, as we understood, everything is automated. Simply drag and dropping works out, right? So development time will be completely reduced, as well as you can pay developers for lesser time only. Budget will be improved as well as time will be saved for us. So because of all these reasons, clients are being attracted for PEGA. PEGA license will be very costly. Okay, so that depends upon the number of users and work object IDs. Don't ask me what will be the exact cost. So it will be having like one-time cost as well as monthly cost also, and that depends upon the number of work objects. I'll talk about that much later. Okay, so today we are just understanding using PEGA you can get end-to-end solution for any project. Suppose if you are going for physical Java code, that backend alone you are taking care. Again for front end you have to write coding. For reporting you have to take Tableau license. For deployment you have to take this kind of DevOps teams license. All other things. Understanding right, everyone? Everyone clearly following right? Any questions, anyone? Clear kada everyone?
Yes, sir.
Just respond. Okay. So finally, using PEGA, we can understand time will be saved as well as even budget will be saved. So consider I'm having two projects. So maybe project 1 is to be running on PEGA. Project 1 is to be running on PEGA. Project 2 may be on traditional way. Project 2 may be on traditional way. So just to design one project here. So front end wise, I have to hire developers, right? Maybe I may require maybe 4 UI developers. They should be completely aware of HTML, 5 CSS, maybe any part of scripting, Java scripting, Angular, Node, whatever it is. So they must be having all that stuff. And again, I should be having minimum 4 member for backend team, and maybe 2 members for database, okay, DB related, and maybe at least 1 member for Tableau reporting part, maybe at least one member for versioning, and maybe 2 members for deployment. Okay, so likewise we might be having consider maybe like 20 member team, just an example. Just to develop one project completely from zero, we may require 20 member team. So client, if you are a client maintaining this kind of project with this team, you are supposed to pay them. You are supposed to pay them for this. Maybe whole duration might be like 2 years. Since they are doing from zero, it might take like 2 years time. So you have to pay them 2 years for 20 members. Just imagine how much cost it will be. Okay, and the same project if it is developed on Pega. Okay, one Pega developer can do what a front-end developer is doing here. One Pega developer can do what a Java developer is doing, and one Pega developer can replace every such developer what we are doing here. I don't understand, or I don't require what he's doing physically there. Okay, I don't require what he's doing for reporting part, but still I can get output in Pega, right? So if one developer can do every other developer's tasks, we don't require 20 member team, right? Maybe just a 5 member team is enough. 5 member team is enough, and that too we don't do anything from beginning, since it is like completely automated. So we can complete it in just 25 percentage of time. So consider it like 6 months, just an example. So this project will be completed by 5 member team in just 6 months. Just imagine, client has to pay for 5 members only, that too for 6 months. Here for 20 members for 2 years budget. Just imagine how budget will be saved, as well as how much less time he can able to get the output. Okay, so Pega projects are getting more these days. Okay, so in every organization, no doubt background internal applications must be there. Internal applications must be developed using BPM tools only. So there are multiple BPM tools in the market, out of which Pega is like most widely used because of all these advantages. You take any other BPM tool, it is not that level of automated as like Pega. It's not having that level of automation, or it's not having that level of features what Pega is having today. Okay, fine. And coming to the salaries wise, so a Pega developer will be paid high in the market. High in the market meaning that depends upon what company you join today. So here, Pega developer, he will be paid around $40 per hour. He will be paid around $40 per hour if he is in India, maybe in offline ODC. And if the same person, if he is working in client location, he will be paid around $80 per hour. Just imagine how huge it is. So per day there will be 8 hours. Okay, so per day it will be like $320. Okay, you will not get this generally even for month, but here per one day you are getting this, and that too for 22 working days. So just imagine how huge the amount it is. But this complete amount you will not directly get it. That is the problem. So what happens is so Pega will be affordable by biggest clients only. So consider Bank of America. So Bank of America, their credit card projects or maybe healthcare, their internal projects has to be developed with Pega, right? This Bank of America is the organization where they will be getting Pega license. They will be spending huge amounts on this Pega license, and that particular applications has to be developed now. So for that, they will not be having development team. So Bank of America will be having some kind of development team, but this will not be developed there because they are like the product owners. They are like product owners. They will not have multiple experience working on this part. What they will do is they will be giving this vendorship for maybe some companies like TCS, CTS or HCL or Accenture, whatever. So these companies generally they'll be charging more. Okay, so if they are hiring their own development team, cost will be less for them. But if the same product, if it is developed, if it is given for some service-based company, generally they will be charging a lot. But still, these clients are giving their projects to these clients only, these vendors only, because these vendors generally they will be giving you extra value adds also. So along with this, we'll try to include this also so that it will be very helpful for you in the next 10 years. So they will be giving you lot of value adds, lot of process improvements. That is the reason even for 1 year or 2 years, they will be giving it for these companies. Projects will be done. This is what happening. So client requirement, whatever the openings for 10 developers, they will be straight away releasing it for its vendor company. Now TCS will start hiring it, right? TCS will start hiring. They will post something in Naukri. From there, they will hold it. And again, TCS, what they will think is, so this particular 10 members, what we are hiring today, this is for just 6 months only, or maybe 1 year only. If project is for longer tenure, they will hire everything on their own for their permanent employment. Now, if this TCS should work with them maybe for only shorter period, contract based, maybe 6 months. In that scenario, TCS hiring these persons for 6 months is not correct. After 6 months, they may have to release them. So it might be like again bad reputation for the company, right? So what they will do is they will not open any openings from them. So they will again give this project for one more startup company. So there might be ABC as one startup company. So what they will do is ABC now they will start hiring it. ABC they'll start hiring it, or again ABC they'll start hiring it. So these days you are getting n number of openings from startup companies just to hire, and they have to send it to their client. So for ABC, TCS is the client. Okay, now you as an developer going for interview here. So this company they will not look for your background. So they'll be just checking whether you are having proper skill or not. They'll be just checking whether your profile will be matching with their client location or client requirement or not. If you are joining in this direct client company, no doubt there will be hundreds of background checks. So whether you are really genuine or not, where is your educational done, and where is your like whether you are having computer science in your background or not, there will be hundreds of checks. Joining in this company directly at this moment might not be possible for you. Even these level 5 companies also, they will not be easily hiring you. They even has to go for n number of background checks. Why? Because there should be much relation between this client and this vendor, right? So if an fake person joined here and if it is identified by the client, so this alone will not be a problem for him. This will be a problem even for the company also. That is the reason these level 5 companies will be looking for much into background verification. And here if there is any permanent opening, so TCS will start hiring and they will take care of BGCs and everything. If you are a fake employee, you cannot go there. But now TCS, they want 10 resources immediately, maybe for temporary period. They will not open any hiring. They will be releasing it to the some contractor. So contractor, what he will be doing? He will be just checking for candidate strength, whether this candidate is really capable for this client location or not. So client will give some kind of job description. Same will be sent for TCS and same will be sent for you. So ultimately based on the job description you are apt or not, that this company will check. So this company they will not look about your background mostly. You might be having fake experience. You might be having gap. You might be into non-IT stream. Maybe you might be completely without any background, but you're having good skill. So they will hire you, and after they hiring you, they will be sending you to this above company, right? So now your client will be TCS. TCS client will be Bank of America. So if anyone is asking you who is your client, you have to say it like TCS. But TCS is not having the ultimate project, right? If anyone is asking you who is your end client, then you have to say like Bank of America. In between there might be n such startups. In between, in your whole chain, there must be n number of startup companies. You should understand who is your end client and who is your immediate client and who is your payroll. So payroll company might be ABC. So this company will try to manage your profile in this above client. So they will be projecting you saying like this person is like very talented, he's like certified, and he's working in my company from past 3 months, sorry, 3 years. He can handle n number of projects. That is our guarantee. This is what they'll try to project. And even this company will interview this person. So they will be checking in terms of subject only. So they will not again go for background verification and other things mostly. Why? Because you are not into this company, right? You are not an TCS employee. TCS will not bother in this scenarios much. They'll think like this person may or may not be fake, and he will be working for only 6 months with us, right? So let's hire it. That's what they will think. So this company, they'll start projecting you in this way. So in the startup companies, you will be joining like an fresher, but you will never be projected as a fresher anywhere. So till today, most of the people, okay, or different background people, they will ask me fresher jobs. Fresher jobs meaning don't think like that without you knowing anything you can manage. It's not like you are getting selected as like in BTech fresher. If it is in campus recruitment, that level of fresher is different. If you are having career gap or if you are having into non-IT experience, joining into such IT job as a fresher is not as you think. So for this company, you are fresher. Fresher meaning without any past experience, without any fake documents, they will accept you. But without any knowledge, no one will take. Okay, so they are hiring you just without any past experience. And they will project to the company saying like we are having 3 years experience. So no doubt you should be in that situation only. So people will say like even for the fresher position, they're asking me much questions. That is because your profile will be projected to that client in that particular way. So after you joining this particular TCS, they will not do anything. Straightly they have to project to the client, right? So this client again they might do one round of interview. This client again they will be doing one more round of interview. And in that scenario, so TCS will say like this person is belonging to our company. He will not say that he's like one more contractor. Okay, so between these two only one company relation. Between these two only one company relation. So this one and this one they will not be known. It will never be known. So TCS will say like this person is working at our company. This is his employee ID. Okay, and if manager here can manage the client here, then they will just try to skip client interview in between. Sometimes you will not be having client interview because this end client will be having good relation with this management. So if they relies on this management, if they feel like this manager can get my tasks done, they will not again internally investigate who is this person, what are all the things. In that scenario, background verification also will be very little. Okay, whatever it is, if your client, ultimately your client has to pay you, right? So if your client is paying almost like $100 million, whatever, 100 millions, and this amount will not be coming to your pocket directly. This will be reaching to your first vendor, maybe TCS or whatever the company. TCS, they will not pay you completely what the client is giving, right? They will be giving you maybe like 10 to 15 percentage out of what you are getting from the client. So they are paying you 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs. This as the package. But client will pay you on daily basis, on hourly basis. So if you are coming on Saturdays and Sundays, if client is asking you to come on Saturdays and Sundays, so TCS or so and so company, what they will do is they will try to get amount from the client saying like my person worked on Saturdays these many hours. So he filled the time sheet. This is what they'll try to do. And this company, they will not pay you anything because they initially discussed with you in terms of package. So for this 1 year we'll pay you 25 lakhs or 15 lakhs, out of which this percentage is like variable, this is fixed. This is what they'll discuss on day one. And day one you will be agreeing for everything, like You have to come on Saturday, Sundays based on project requirement. You have to work on night shifts. You have to stretch your hours. You have to go to client location and other things. For everything, you'll be accepting. You have to accept it since you're not having any option. You have to accept it. So this percentage or this amount will be based on the package level. This is based on the hourly basis, and this again, if you are working from ABC, whatever the 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs, again you will not get it directly, right? If you are employee here, no problem, and it will be sent to your company, ABC startup company. And startup company, if they are paying you completely, what is their profit? So they will take 50 percentage and they'll take 50 per, you'll be given 50 percentage, meaning you'll be given 6 lakhs or 7 lakhs per annum. So this amount is like finally what you get into your pocket. So in this whole process, you will not be known how much your end client is paying you, how much your middle vendor is paying you, and how much your company is getting. These all things you will not be known. Your company will talk you in terms of packages. We'll be paying you 6 lakhs per annum or 7 lakhs per annum or 8 lakhs per annum. So joining this startup company is an advantage in terms of if you're not having experience. So they will be giving you one position, no doubt in it. And sometimes you'll be having one more startup company in this chain where you'll be getting only 5 lakhs. Still 2 lakhs will be profit for them and 5 lakhs will be at your end pocket. So these startup companies today, their main duty is to hire a good resource. No one will check for your background education if you are joining in any startup companies mostly. Okay, mostly they will not check for any background. So if I'm running a startup company and if you are joining in my company, if you are like very good, technically very strong, but if you're not having past experience, if I'm rejecting your profile, it will be loss for me only. Am I correct? It is loss for me only. So startup companies are giving one open opportunity for every one of us. So you are supposed to get compromised in terms of salary, then you'll be getting an opportunity. Consider if you are working maybe in different stream, maybe if you are working in any software, maybe in Java project from past 4 years or 5 years, happily you can showcase that experience in PEGA. In that scenario, you need not run behind any startup companies. Directly you can go to this one. They will be just checking for your resume, they'll test it according to that, and then they will be checking your background in the sense whether you are really employee or not, whether your pay slips wise, bank statements wise, everything they will be checking. Since you are like passing every such check, they will be considering you your final strength. Okay, so today if you are not having proper background, so feel free to join any startup company and you work there for 1 year or 2 years and then go to the next level, maybe next level, next level, next level. So maybe from today in the next 10 years your target must be reaching to the client. And if you're joining client here, maybe pressure will be little less compared to below chain. So in terms of vendor 1 or vendor 2, vendor 3, pressure will be huge. So client will be sitting on your heads here. Okay, this client will be pressurizing your business analyst. Your business analyst, they will be pressurizing you at every second. Morning one call, evening one call. What is the status? What you have done? So afternoon, I asked you to tell me once your task is done. You haven't responded on that. So business analyst, they'll sit on your head. Pressurizing will be more. Okay, and once you join your end client, pressure will be little less, packages will be more. Just to reach to this point, it will take minimum or it will take up to 10 years time. That depends upon how level you practice in between. Okay, getting my point? So this is what the chain what you have to follow. Okay, and these startup companies, you will be joined like a fresher, but don't expect like fresher meaning without you knowing anything. Some people will think like, so I'll just learn basics, I'll just watch so and so recordings there, I have learned few basics. By just watching 10 or 15 classes, they'll think like that they know PEGA basics, and they'll start attempting for an fresher position. They will cannot answer simple questions also. So fresher meaning it's not simply without you knowing anything. You have to learn everything perfectly. Even fresher position will be projected like in 3 years. So if you are like 2024 pass out, still fresher companies are doing the same. Still startup companies are doing the same. Okay, so I'll be hiring 2024 pass out candidate and I'll be training them for 3 months. In these 3 months, we'll be paying them like maybe 20,000 or 30,000 in the training phase. After the training is done, I'll project it to my client saying like he's experienced with 3 years. Okay, he's experienced like 3 years, so they will not be checking for your education and other things. So if they could manage their client, no worries at all. So even till today we'll be projecting 2024 past candidates like 3 years experience just because of their huge income whatever we have to get from the end client. Getting my point? So don't think like fresher meaning without you knowing anything you can manage. It's not that simple. You are supposed to learn everything, that is 200% guaranteed. And after that, based on your expertise, your projection will be decided. Understood, right? Everyone clear with what happens generally in the background? Any questions, anyone? Clear, right, everyone? Everyone clear?
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Clear.
yes, Chandra. I have a question for you, Chandra. As you said, for freshers 2024, it would be like this. The expertise should be like for 3 years. Like they'll take
Generally,
as
every company, if they're hiring you like a fresher, so first they will be internally training you. So maybe 3 months or 6 months. This is like completely training to the project level. So how generally you will behave if you're working in the real-time project, that level of exercise they'll make you to understand. After that, they'll try to project to the client saying like 2 years experienced or 3 years experienced. So this is what happened.
yeah.
Tell me, is that
So
it?
right, got it. So in my situation, like I'm currently working for the one of the healthcare MNC, and I'm working as a systems analyst. So
Okay.
where I used to work as a BA. So
Hmm.
we used to get the client requirements, and we work with the PEGA application only.
Okay.
Like I'm not part of the development, but the thing is, we for the
Yeah.
testing purpose and for business demos and all. So we used to work with the PEGA tool only, PEGA CRM.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So for example, if I want to get into the developer role,
Hmm.
because I'm planning to pursue PEGA technology and
Yeah.
also for business architect certification.
Hmm.
So in that case, it's been like I have closely 10 years of experience into healthcare. So I was
Hmm.
into business operations, then shared services. Now I'm into IT. It's been 3.5 years I'm into IT. So
Okay.
if I want to get into the developer role, so what kind of expertise the companies would expect?
Yeah, so since you are like already into one Pega project, may not be as a developer. Since you're already into your Pega project, maybe like in tester or business analyst or maybe admin or whatever. So one biggest advantage for you is you can go for internal movement. Okay, so maybe consider you are working in TCS as like a business analyst. Okay, and here TCS development team will be there, and maybe your client might be Bank of America. So you are like billable from the client, right? Yes or no? You are like billable from the client. Your client know that
Yes,
you are
yes,
business analyst. Yeah, your client
yeah.
knows that you are business analyst. And now if you are completely learning Pega and if you are done with maybe certifications, you can straight away talk to your client saying like I'm having development knowledge also. So out of my 8 hours of daily tasks, I can happily work on 4 hours on my BA as well as 4 hours on my development. I'll work for the same package. If this is like, if your payroll is TCS, you are supposed to talk to the same with the TCS. So here TCS development manager, whoever is there, if he is understanding that you are having little Pega knowledge, so he can just include you in the development tasks also. It might not be projected to the client since TCS is like payroll. So you as usual should manage like a business analyst. It should not be disturbed with the client. Additionally, whatever the development tasks generally they'll do, they'll ask you to do so that for next 1 year or 6 months you'll be getting like expertise on that. So once you get like internal knowledge, so they will be directly projecting like a Pega developer. And after you getting still more experience, you can directly switch the company and showcase all your past experience as like a Pega developer. So this is what you have to do. Since you are already into a Pega project and you're into working professional, internally working is like pretty easy for you. You need not do anything like extra projections to your clients. So directly talk to your manager where he is. So if you go them and say like I'm anyway into PEGA, sorry, business analyst, I'll do all these tasks as usual. Additionally, please allot me with PEGA tasks. They'll not say no for this, right? In this way, if you are showing some interest towards the development, so they will be giving you little opportunity. Slowly down the line, 3 months or 6 months, you'll get some things under your control, and slowly you can switch the company also. This way, you have to do. Understood?
Yeah, got it, Chandra. So coming to the job opportunities in the market. So when I'm looking at the Naukri and LinkedIn profiles, like what the companies are posting for the specific requirements, they're also looking for the Pega technologies as well as Java and C also. So it's like a
So
optional kind of thing.
actually,
Like if
ideally,
they're
ideally, if you wanted to go like an Pega developer, so other technologies are not that required. You can straight away suppose if you're going for any interview, so if they're asking you whether you have experience working in Java or C language, you can straight away say them like my project is already upgraded to the latest version, where we did not get a chance to work on Java coding. Suppose considering Pega versions related, you'll be having something like fifth version, sixth version, seventh version, eighth version, 23 version. Likewise, we are having some versions of Pega. And in the latest set of versions, completely automation done. 95% everything is automated. Maybe if your project is still on sixth version or any past versions of Pega, there is nothing much automated. There must be some extra Java code or HTML scripting to be manually done. So now companies specifically why they are asking you for Java is every requirement wise they will not ask for Java. Maybe one or two if a company is asking for Java requirement. So their project might be somewhere in the older version, and whatever the customized Java code by that time they have written, it has to be upgraded, right? It has to be into supported format. So having this Java knowledge will be helpful if you are working in past versions of Pega. You can straight away say it in the interview like my project is already up and running in the highest versions of Pega, where we did not get a chance to go for customization. 95 percentage you will not be given chance to write any Java code. Straight away you can say that since I'm having 4 years of or 3 years of Pega experience, and I started my career on my Infinity version, that is 8th version only. So 8th version is nothing having much customization to be done. So I did not get a chance to work on this. This happily you can say, no doubt in it. Okay, maybe if one or two requirements, if they're asking for Java code, they might be still on older versions. Maybe for upgrading purpose, they might be looking for that extra feature. Okay, so to answer your question, happily you can say like that I don't require or that I don't know Java on this. Not a problem. Got it right?
okay, Chandra. Yeah, I have final question for you. Uh, So, what is the market share of Pega, and also what is the disadvantage of implementing Pega? Like so for
So
any application, there will be some limitation with
disadvantage
it.
wise, yeah, disadvantages
Yeah.
wise. So as I told you, BPM is like one methodology. Where in BPM you are having any number of tools, Pega, maybe like TIPCO, APN, all these things. Today you take any project. So you being a business analyst, you know business functionalities, right? You take any healthcare project or banking project or retail project, mostly requirements will be same in the sense similar. Screen designing will be similar, as well as after submitting, maybe working with listeners parts or job schedulers part or queue processors part, more or less some set of requirements will be same. So the other BPM tools are concentrating more on more advanced features, sorry, concentrating more on features what we generally use. So Pega you'll be having 100%. Consider if it is developed with 100%, and you take APN or TIPCO where we will be having only 50% features. Now today in any of your project you take any BPM project or any project, so only 40 to 50 percentage features we are using out of this Pega inbuilt features. If Pega has got hundreds of features, in every project today we will be using 30 to 40 percentage features only. There will be thousands of rules what we generally don't do anywhere. Okay, so even Pega is developed with these many extra features, but still we are not using. So all the clients what they're feeling is Pega license is much costly. So Pega is quoting their cost because of all these features, right? and every client has to pay for all the features, but they are not using it. So some clients today, what they are doing is straight away they are going for APN. APN features will be less, its maintenance license cost is also less, so they are developing all the features with APN today. They are continuing for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. Maybe down the line they can switch back to PEGA. So major drawback with PEGA is like license cost. Why it is that costly? Because of its hundreds of extra advantages what we are not using it in today's environment. That is like major drawback. Still, clients are considering for future scalability and adaptability purpose. They're happily proceeding with PEGA also, not a problem. Okay, understood, right? This is like drawback what we are having, and
Yeah.
features in PEGA is like vast. So where we are not having those features in other BPM tools, but still we are not in a position to use that. This is the drawback, major drawback in terms of license. Slowly you'll come to know
Okay.
how to use
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
and how to get
Okay,
the
Chandra.
license, how the license will be taken in the real time, and what features we use, what features we generally don't use, and what are the projects we are making you to work here. So there also you'll come to know most of the regular features what we use, but there will be hundreds of extra features what generally you don't use. So you might be having 20 years of PEG experience. Still, there will be hundreds of rules what you generally don't see at all in your regular project requirements. Okay, that is the problem. Got it right?
Uh, Yeah. Okay, Chandra. So coming to the program.
Let me
So we
let me
have
one more.
this.
Let me add one more point in this. So
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
days you are having one more tool called Uncork. Okay, so one similar tool called kind of Uncork. So this particular tool, what is it doing is, so maybe client, city client, if they wanted to develop something, they can choose PEGA or Uncork or whatever, right? If they're going for Uncork, so what Uncork is doing is, what this client regular requirements they are trying to customize and give it to them. They will not be including all the features. They are trying to add whatever the features the client is requiring. Maybe Bank of America project might be having different set of features, different set of requirements to be used. So this Uncork, they will be adding features for them whatever they want, and they are giving it. So that these clients are getting whatever the features they want, as well as cost will be based on those usage only. No? So these days, maybe little extra things are coming, but these are not like that famous. You take any other BPM tool, those are not that famous. So PEGA as a whole, if it is like one-time investment, then every feature is like happily useful. That is the reason PEGA will be afforded by biggest clients only. You take one small company, they cannot afford PEGA. Okay, so very international companies only they can go for PEGA. And don't think like PEGA opportunity will be in biggest companies. It's not like biggest company for you. So biggest companies will effort, and here it will be given to TCS project, from their maybe ABC project, from their XYZ project also. So startup companies are also having PEGA requirements, meaning don't think startup companies affording that. Startup company is having one client in relation. So this is having one client in relation. This is having one client in relation. Even TCS is not affording your PEGA license. TCS is gathering certain set of maybe developers from directly or maybe indirectly and working with the client. This is like end client who is affording PEGA. Okay, so this is what you have to know. So you learn all these things about more about like installation process and how installation happens in your real time, and everything you'll come to know in future. So for today we're just understanding about basic things. Okay, let me complete next two slides also. After that we'll discuss something more. So understood, right? In terms of salaries, how it will be, so PEGA will be providing, so on-site salary as like $80 per hour, and maybe if you are in India it will be like $40 per hour. But this may or may not be coming into your pocket directly. That depends upon your level of company you joined in your entire network. Okay, and that too. So today if a client is going for PEGA, so he has to spend huge amount on it. So spending huge amount on it, meaning he must be sustaining on that for next 10 to 15 years, right? No doubt PEGA is like having very good features compared to any other thing. If any competitor coming in between, still it might not be disturbing PEGA related advantages or features. Okay, for next 10 years no doubt you will be surviving in the market. Okay, and because of recession effect there will be ups and downs, no doubt in it. So because of recession, not just PEGA, every part of our industry is getting disturbed. So openings wise, there will be limited. Sometimes this week might be more, next week might be less, or this quarter might be more. Or quarter starting it will be good, quarter end it might not be that level. So because of recession effect, so ups and downs are there. This is this is effect on every technology, not just on PEGA. But you as a whole, if you look at PEGA, opportunities will be good if you are going like an experienced generally. Fresher related openings will be little less. So if the above company like Bank of America, if they are not having any requirement, just imagine TCS wise, there will not be such openings, right? Below company there will not be such openings. Below company there will not be such openings. So today, if fresher positions are not there, what does that mean? So above client is not having such project budget. Maybe above client they might be canceling their project because of like project adjustments and other things. Because of recession and because of like budget related issues, clients are stopping their development temporarily. Projects are there, but they are not continuing for now. So because of this, every person in this whole chain getting disturbed. So today you take some companies like TCS or Cognizant or any other company. So you'll be seeing in our news, right, saying these many persons are hired just because this client is stopping their project abruptly. So that below chain, what they can do, they'll stop you, and everyone below will be disturbed. Okay, everyone below will be disturbed. So here, if client situation is good, then everyone below in our every corner of our India, everyone will be happy. So but don't worry, still market wise it is okay. So compared to US, Indian market is little better compared to US. So US wise there are no positions. You take Salesforce position, you take maybe Java position or .NET position or any IT job, US market is completely zero, completely. So if they are getting released there, no doubt they have to come back to India. That is the situation currently. But in India, at least we can manage. So if it is like fresher position, sometimes we can manage. If it is like experience, we can manage. So whatever it is, some position, some cycle of positions will be completely running in PEGA. Sorry, in India. India is completely disturbance will not be there every time. So there will be at least fresher level market or maybe experience level market after you are completely learning well based on the current market situation. You should be going in that way. Okay, so for now, if you are planning to work anywhere in US or other Western countries, it is taking little challenge for you. And as I told you, all these are like competitors in PEGA, that is APN, Oracle, TIPCO, Hisflow, Lombard, likewise. There are n number of BPM tools. Out of all these BPM tools, there is no equal competitor for PEGA. So PEGA, if it is like claiming 95% automation, and all other BPM tools is not even 50% automated. So if a client is okay with that existing 50% features, then they will go for APN or any other tool. And if they want anything extra, they have to go for PEGA only. No doubt PEGA is providing huge automated, and even without any customization, no physical coding anywhere. Okay, so finally there is no equal competitor for PEGA. You need not bother what will be the PEGA situation after 5 months if another competitor is coming up. So this is automated to the next 15 years also. So if we just look for PEGA related logo, if you have ever checked in PEGA, Google for PEGA logo, it will be like a flying horse, not just horse, flying horse. Horse itself is faster, flying horse will be much faster, right? So their motto is to develop everything in very fast way. And as I told you, PEGA is claiming like this application which is developed on PEGA will be 10 times faster compared to other application development. 10 times faster. And that too, that PEGA logo, or if you just check for the tagline, it will be like build for change. For any new change, whatever we come up in the market, so those can be easily adoptable in PEGA. Next 10 years or next 15 years, whatever the new future you want, whatever the enterprise class structure you wanted to change, everything can be easily done, then not at all a problem. Okay, don't worry on that. And coming to the certifications wise, so you as an PEGA developer, so maybe after this 4 months or 5 months or whatever, after this course is done, what you will do? you wanted to project your profile like an experienced. Mostly if you're having gap, you wanted to project your profile like an experienced. Maybe if you're working in any other company or any other technology, you can show like an experienced. Or if you're having any gap, you wanted to show like an experienced. Or maybe even if you are a fresher, so you are just like 2024 pass out, consider. Okay, and if any company is hiring you, they might be hiring you like a fresher, but they wanted to project your profile like an experienced only, no? Even in TCS or even such bigger companies, one fresher will be showcased like in 2 years experienced. Okay, so just for that company to experience your profile properly, so they want second level of certification to be done. So consider I'm like TCS manager and Bank of America is my client. So I'm having one profile already hired up and I'll showcase to this client and ask for so and so budget. So client will say like, so this person is only one level of certified, he's not that experienced, I'll pay only this amount. Okay, and now what this company will do, they'll ask you to do second certification. And now they'll project this person saying like this person is working from 3 years. He's having second certification done, maybe third certification done. I want no doubt this amount only. So what certifications here are like namesake. Okay, don't bother about whether if I do this certification interview questions will be more or less. Don't think in that way. So companies, they'll straight away ask you to do second certification and come. So why they're asking you? Because it is easy for them to project towards their client, so that packages will be more. So they'll be getting more from their client, you will be getting same standard salary only, right? Even after you doing your certification with own amount, your salary might not change, but your client will pay more for your company, right? Payroll company. So if client is paying, no doubt opportunity will be there at this company. No doubt you have to do the certification. Even who are like in BTech third year, fourth year, who are learning PEGA then and there, so they are doing PEGA certification straight away because it will be easy for their companies to be projected. So if I'm hiring a developer, maybe two positions came to me. One person is like very genuine, very strong, but he has not done any certification. And next person, he is not having much Pega skills. If I feel like if I can brush up for 1 month, if he can manage, I'll hire him. So if he's having all the certifications done, it can be easy for me to project and I'll get huge amount for this profile, right? So certifications wise, you have to do it as soon as possible. And certifications, without certifications you will not be even getting interview call also. Certifications are more or less mandatory. And that too, in Pega you will be having three level of major certifications, and these certifications will decide to what level your expertise in Pega. So this is level 1, level 2, maybe this is final and third level. So if you go for a company saying like I'm level 1 certified, so then company might think like my client might not accept this. My client is looking for experienced only, and he's looking for second level of certification only or the level of certification only. So if they're okay with you, or maybe they wanted to do some favor for you, so they'll ask you to do second certification and come. So they'll try them. So certifications are at least namesake mandatory. Okay, and if you wanted to showcase your Pega profile, maybe between 0 to 2 years, generally this is enough. This is enough. And if you wanted to project your profile, maybe to 2 to 6 years, generally, sometimes even 8 years or 9 years, also people will be still with CWC, not a problem. So you can go with an second level of certification. And if you wanted to project your profile, maybe like more than 8 years or 10 years, then third level of certification is mandatory. Getting my point? Third level of certification is mandatory. Based on the certifications only, your level of projections will be decided. Please go on mute. If someone is not talking, please go on mute. Okay. And each certification you are supposed to pay extra and you have to complete it. Okay. So certifications cost wise, it will be $175 US dollars. And if it is from India, you have to make like 18% GST on this. Total cost will be $206, which will be close to 17,000 rupees. Okay, this is like complete exam cost what you have to pay. And First exam cost is separate. This is like 17,000. Second exam cost will be separate. Third exam cost will be little kaadu. So third exam will be much costlier. The cost will be different. So for your sake, only these two certifications are recommended. Third one you should never do. Okay, at this position you should not do. Maybe after you joining company, maybe after you getting like 4 years or 5 years or at least 7 years of genuine experience, then only third certification is encouraged. So your salaries depends upon these certifications only, and that too certification should be done as soon as possible, as soon as possible, as soon as possible meaning, so if you are coming to me, maybe if I'm your interviewer, if you are coming to me and saying like you are having 4 years of experience, what I'll do, I'll just look at your resume. No doubt it will be mentioned like 4 years only, no? By just looking at your resume, can I straight away trust you that you are really 4 years? No, right? So there must be something like certification dates what I have to check. So certification date, I'll ask you. So if you're having 3 years of work experience, why is certification done today or yesterday? It must be done 3 years back, right? This is what they'll ask you. Meaning certification dates are the only one where you cannot manipulate. So other things, maybe like fake experiences or maybe pay slips or maybe email IDs or employee IDs, whatever. Every other thing generally can be manipulated, but certifications alone cannot be manipulated. Certifications, if you are doing at least to today, maybe if you want to start your PEGA career after 1 year or 2 years also, it will be helpful. So consider you have done it today. After 2 years, maybe 3 years or 4 years, if you wanted to start your PEGA career, you can straight away say like I have done certification 4 years back and I'm having 4 years of experience. This is what you can claim, right? And that too certifications wise, there will not be any expiry. It will be lifetime. Today, if you do one, it will be lifetime. This is biggest advantage. Other technology certifications generally has to be renewed once in a year or maybe after some period of time. But in PEGA, we are having an advantage of doing certification which will be lifetime. And every certification, first one costs 17,000, second one is like separate 17,000. You have to pay and you have to complete it. And that too, some people will ask me, can we directly do the second certification? It is not possible. System will not accept. So you have to do the first certification and then second certification. And after first and maybe second, system wise there will not be any gap restriction. The very next minute you can complete second one also. But system wise there will not be any gap. But if you are not maintaining proper gap, there might not be that genuine, right? So what I'm suggesting every one of you is, if you wanted to start your PEGA career, so today itself you have to start with your first certification, and maybe after 1 month or 2 months of our course, you have to start doing second certification. Okay, now how to do certification without relearning PEGA? So for that there will be some other channels. You have to reach to me personally on this. I'll try to help you. Whatever it is, make sure you do certification as soon as possible. As soon as possible. This is what you have to do. And third level is like LSC, which is not encouraged in your case. Along with these three level of certifications, there will be other certifications also. PEGA Business Analyst, maybe PEGA Robotics, PEGA Decision Making. Okay, so PEGA UI Specialist. Likewise, you will be having different PEGA certifications also. Those are like extra add-ons. Those are like extra add-ons, but these three are like primary. If you wanted to go like a PEGA developer, so you have to follow these three things. Additionally, you can go for business analyst. Additionally, you can go for PEGA decision making. But these three decides your PEGA expertise. Okay, and every certification you have to pay it separately and you have to do it. This is what the expectation. Okay, and if you wanted to go like a PEGA business analyst, I'll take 2 more minutes, please. Suppose you take like business analyst in any project. Suppose if you are business analyst in Java project, you need not understand what is Java in the background. You'll understand complete process. So how to gather the requirements, how it has to be done by a development team, how it has to be following Scrum things, everything. This is what you'll follow. And then if you are joining into .NET project, still you don't require any .NET knowledge. Whatever the earlier experience or process things you know, you can straight away implement and happily can manage it. But if you wanted to join like a business analyst in PEGA project, so you should be having PEGA knowledge. You should be having PEGA skills. You should know how to create data types. You should know how to create case types. You should know how to add everything. So you should be having little development knowledge. As like a developer, what generally we have, you don't require that much, but minimum PEGA knowledge is required, and on top of it you have to do PEGA business analyst certificate also. In other technologies you will not be having certifications, right? For BA, Java BA, .NET BA, you will not have it, but for PEGA you are having it. So PEGA business analyst will be paid generally high compared to other business analysts, other project business analysts. So today itself you start thinking about our certifications if you wanted to start your career on PEGA. Okay, so finally we're understanding like what is PEGA and what we can do with PEGA, what are the features inside in PEGA we are having, and in what sectors we are using, and how about the salaries wise, maybe it's a scope wise, and maybe certification wise, these things. Okay, and actually I thought of showing you projects today. Since we are not getting enough time, I'll start showing that in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow I'll show you what will be your actual project. First I'll show you. So after I showing that project, you will be in an expectation what you will be after your 4 months after training phase. So what you will do, that you'll be understanding in tomorrow's session itself. So don't forget to attend tomorrow's session also, the same link. Okay, and so this is our number whoever has joined today or yesterday. If you are not getting any recording, okay, just message on to this number, please send today's recording. This is what you have to send. If you are not getting any message yesterday, so you send it today, you will be getting today's class recording also. And tomorrow don't forget to join. So since I'm trying to show you one project on that. Clear, right, everyone? Any questions? So this is about basics, what is like what you will do in PEGA. So tomorrow I'll show you our actual things. From tomorrow PEGA related stuff will start. So what will be your screen one, what will be your screen two, what you will do there, that. So PEGA related stuff we'll discuss, and yesterday and today we are just understanding basic IT technologies and other things. Okay. And if you wanted to talk to me anything personally, some people wanted to talk about their career guidance or other things, so feel free to reach us on the same number, we'll help you. If you're having any common question, you can feel free to ask now or in any part of the sessions, not only today, maybe tomorrow or next day, whatever the doubt you get. So every session starting and ending will be just asking you for any extra questions. So then we can understand then and there also. If you feel like anything personal or anything like you feel silly, then you can reach me personally. Okay, good to close, right? Any everyone? Any questions? Okay, fine. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Chandra. Thank